biscuit, not even a crust. All aboard for a fat boy trip, and you can call me captain. Don't forget the paper plates and the stack of napkins. P-I-C-C-A, P-A-R-T-Y. P-I-C-C-A, P-A-R-T-Y. Pizza party, pizza party. Gonna have a good time. Pizza party, pizza party. Have a sip of red wine. Yeah.
Here we go. Ciao, Paesans. Woo! It is your pal, Joseph Jude Thaddeus Royale, here again for June 2024, Joey Royale's Pizza Party, Summer Edition. School's out for summer. I'm letting the hair grow. I got extra grease in it tonight. Let me take a look at you. I saw the report cards. Very nice. They're on Nona's refrigerator upstairs. Look at you. Every single one of you got a flat top for the summer. That's awesome. You look great. You got your big league chew, I see. You got your new PF Flyers. Oh, it's going to be a summer of love, baby. We're going to have a blast. Speaking of blasts, speaking of sparks, I got the crew on tonight. My main man, Dr. Metal. The birthday girl, Elena Thompson. We love you. Happy birthday over the weekend. She's wonderful. We got MC Funk in the house. Matthew Funk's going to be with us. And live from the Mount Rushmore of Dungeon Crawl Classics, the one, the only Stefan Poag, the genius, will be with us here tonight. We're going to have a blast. Oh, look, I forget. Yeah. That wasn't on purpose. I got a new summer tattoo. See, I got a shrunken head. Isn't that fun? There you go. That's for you guys. So what's new? I'll tell you what's new over at this. I hope you're all taking care of yourself. I'm sorry I'm not formal tonight. I got the Joey Royale t-shirt from my man Scott. Rest in peace over there. And then look what I picked up from Goodwill the other day. Members only. I know you're jealous. We're hitting the summer in style. Hey, we can't go on without saying happy Juneteenth. I hope you all took a minute to realize what that means, all right? 1865, the Union troops finally made it to the most western tip of the Confederacy, all the way out there in Texas, and they finally got the word out. The Emancipation Proclamation is activated. But just so you know, that wasn't the end of enslaved people. Took about 2 more years for the non-committed states, that non-Confederacy, non-Union, to finally get their heads straight and say, you know, you're free. So happy Juneteenth to everybody out there at the pizza party. We don't just accept everybody, we embrace everybody. We love you all. So when you Marty won't like this, but when you're here, you're baby. All right, salud. I got a little bit of this is good. I like this ice cold. The Heineken 0.0. No sauce in this, just the flavor. Very nice during the summer when you're mowing the lawn. Ooh, I'm parched. There's not enough Dell's lemonade in the world to save me. Hey, listen, let's talk. Let us go to Crypto-Cool. Here we go. All right. Now, Cousin Marty, the Neon Lord, can't make it with us tonight because he packed up his wizard van, and he and a bunch of our friends are out there in Origins. So I hope you all are having a wonderful time, rolling dice, slinging that loot out there. Let's talk about something. You know what I haven't had on the show in a while? Well, I don't do Stat It Up anymore because there'll only be like 1 or 2 brave souls that would contribute. No problem, but I'll still share toys, okay? Here's one of my favorite action figure lines of the 80s, all right? Galoob. I believe 1985, 1984, Galoob. Get a load of this. Forgotten. This is an underrated crew here. Welcome to the Infaceables. Huh? Look at that guy. Now, here's the deal with Infaceables. Here, I got one right here. I just got my one in the mail that I've been looking for forever. This is Brainor, and he's my only one that still has the face on it. See, it's made out of a latex rubber. And the gimmick with these guys is, the shtick, is that he doesn't work anymore, but when you would pull up on their waist, there was a vacuum function that would suck the latex against this preformed kind of skull. And each one would kind of like transform from a human face to some kind of distorted skull. What I love about these is that there's really no theme other than extreme, bad guy. Every single one of these figures looks like a big bad. There's no like supporting character. Now, you know what I did with these? And now this wasn't my idea. I saw somebody do it on Instagram. You can get these for like $9.99 on eBay with their faces off. It's latex. It's going to rot like the Bionic Man's arm. Rest in peace. But look, this is what you can do. You get some old beaters, old He-Man beaters. You carve their face out, and then you put it in that empty slot. You see what I did here with Whiplash? He's kind of a serpentine, so I put him in this Egyptian guy. See, you get the snake on the arm. He's ready for the club. And then with Robash was always my favorite as a kid. You know that face right there. You just cut out an extra Skeletor if you got one laying around, and boom, you got a brand new action figure, giving life to the undead. Infaceables, great fodder for your brain, for some big bad guys or some opponents in your next game, or the greatest role-playing game in the world. The reason why we're here in the first place, Dungeon Crawl Classics role-playing game. Woo! I'll tell you what, that's the only fantasy role-playing game at this house down here in Spaghetti Land, Mozzarella Mausoleum. What else have I been doing? Oh, I got to do this. We're going back in time a little bit. I'm always nostalgic in June for summers past. You start drinking a little bit of the Country Time lemonade and you have visions of what used to be. And nothing is better during the summer than Kool-Aid. Ooh, man, and Wayne Snyder. I already shared this once. I'm going to share it again because I'm bringing this to Gen Con this year. Look at that, Kool-Aid Man dice. How sick is that? That's the best Nat 20 you'll ever see. Boom, and when I take this out, you got to be careful. If you throw it against the wall, boom, all the sheetrock blows up and it goes into the next room. So you got to be careful. What else do I got? Oh, yes, here we go. These just came out. I got to do a little self-advertisement, get ready to pay for the kids for college. I just came out with 2 new zines for Weird Heroes of Public Access. The first one is Godspeed, you little bastards. Now, the little bastards are the youth street gang in the town of Fairhaven. They all got flat tops, mullets, and clad in denim, and they terrorize the Weird Heroes. But in this case, they need your help. X-Tech, the evil corporation, has their hands on them. And let's just say there's something a little otherworldly involved, if you catch my drift. And then, here you go. This is probably one of the weirdest ones I've done so far. This one is Looking for the Magic. Psi enhancement exercises for WHPA TV13 employees. I get a lot of messages from fans of Fairhaven saying, how do I level up my characters? Can I do this and that? So I kind of took that and rolled with it. And there are exercises in here that you have to do personally, all right? You actually have to do the Zener cards, like the cards from Ghostbusters where they're trying to see the psychic ability of the lady. So you actually, unless you get a bunch of them right in this, you're not going to be moving forward. So this is kind of bridging our world with the world of Fairhaven. And if you want to improve your heroes and get some telekinesis, a pyrokinesis, you got to become a psychic yourself. We all have it. It's in you just got to activate the pineal gland. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's go back. Okay, so it's summertime. You're going to have a little bit more free time. All right, you got to go back to the inner 12-year-old. You got to start rolling some dice on the porch. Okay, here we go. This is one of my #1 suggestions to get. This is the Dungeon Crawl Classics reference booklet. Small, you get a couple of these, you throw them on the table, and it's got all the tables that you need, crit tables, occupations. It's nothing but tables. Tables, spells, mercurial magic. This is what you need at the table. Pick this up from the Goodman store. This is one of the first things that flies off the shelf and sells out. Every episode now, I said to myself, I'm going to bring this up because this is what started it all for me, and I hope it starts something for you. Right here, another issue of Crawl. I love this one. This is new class options. If anybody's going to come up with new class options, let it be the Reverend and his friends. Dak, we love you. Thank you for what you do. Daniel Bishop had his fingerprint on this. Who else we got on here? Jeffrey Tadlock, Colin Chapman, Brad Littman, edited by Brad Littman and Reverend Dak Ultimac. Art by Mario T in the place to be. Get yourself a couple issues of Crawl. They're cheap. They're awesome. They're great. And this is what I'm doing this summer. All right? I'm staring at the stars. I'm laying out, and I'm reading the Hobonomicon. Doug and Wayne, you guys are gents. Very good. Oh, in the chat, Keith said he played the Dax DCC Ranger. That's something I really want to check out, no doubt. No doubt. Here's something I got in the mail that I'm very excited about. Listen, if you're watching Joey Royale's Pizza Party right now, you know how special this is right here. The Art of Pee-wee's Playhouse. This gets the Chef's Kiss Award of the summer. All right, this is the second printing. You can get it from Make Ready Press. Now, what this is, these are some of my favorite artists in the world, okay? Gary Panther, Wayne White, Rick Heitzman, Mark Newgard, and Kaz, and more. These were all part of the original design crew that worked with Pee-wee from the beginning through the Playhouse and onward. And this is really just a celebration of the Playhouse, and it's in color. A lot of it's in color. But a lot of it is concept design. All right, check this out. Here's Wayne White's schematics for Randy. Hey, Randy, how do you like school? Closed. Always loved that one. Well, you know, how he was built. There was, you remember the ants? The ants used to dance around in the ant farm, and you got a lot of concept drawings for the set. This is really beautiful stuff. A lot of text that will teach you about the history of the process, what Pee-wee was really pushing for, and how the artist turned it into reality with him. This is very close to my heart. Pee-wee Herman was one of my best friends growing up, and I still think about him every day. He was a big influence on me and probably on a lot of you out there. So pick this up. This wasn't too bad. This is about 15 bucks. I think the Neon Lord picked it up too. The Art of Pee-wee's Playhouse, expanded second printing dummy magazine from Make Ready Press. Very special piece. And if you haven't seen it already, there's a great Wayne White documentary on streaming somewhere. Hit this up at the Book Barn the other day. This is going to be my summer reading, and I know Dr. Metal will like this, but I came across a gem, an underpriced gem. Marvel's The Tomb of Dracula. Huh? That's cool, huh? Never read The Tomb of Dracula before, but I know Dr. Metal and Levi and those guys really love it. This looks like this is going to be a fun read. So nothing like a good Marvel trade paperback by the pool to get the summer going. Hey, let's talk about getting the summer going. Talking about summer reading. I asked you all to put a number in the chat. I got a lot of giveaways, okay? Listen, my email address, because I'm going to need your address, and I need you to pay attention to what book you won, because I can't concentrate tonight. You kidding me? I'm all papped up on meatballs. So here we go. Get it in right now. All right, I'm going to roll it. You don't double up on the numbers, Cayuga Man and Van Kylson. I mean, you both got 13. All right, there you go, Cayuga. All right, here we go. I'm going to roll the dice right now. If you don't get on this one, don't worry. I got a whole bunch of them, but this is going to be your number of the night. All right, here we go. I'm going to count down from 5, then I'm rolling. 4, 3, 2, 1. That's a 6. I got a 30-sided die. Anybody got a 6? Call it if you got it. No 6. I roll again. 28. Jeez, just missed Ice Station Zebra by 1. 23. Buco 2018. Oh, from the depths of the Royale Library. Here you go. Time Life Classics, Wizards and Witches from the Enchanted World series. Nice fabric color, everything you wanted to know about the historic nature. Oh, Wizard Duel, open right up to a Wizard Duel. Hope you enjoy this. Now, who was that one, Elena? All right, congratulations, Boko. Let's do one more, and then we'll move on for a wisdom check. How about number 10? Holy Maron. 11 then. Eddie Rex. You lucked out here. Night Creatures from the Enchanted World. That haunted me from the first time I saw the commercial. Eddie Rex, Night Creatures. Congratulations. Don't worry, folks. I got a whole bunch more coming. Okay, very good. I got to move on because I got some hot guests. I got to get the perfume going in a minute. Let's do a wisdom check. We're going back to the classics, everybody. Epictetus. Here we go. Keep your attention focused entirely on what is truly your own concern, and be clear that what belongs to others is their business and none of yours. If you do this, you will be impervious to coercion, and no one can ever hold you back. You will be truly free and effective, for your efforts will be put to good use and won't be foolishly squandered finding fault with or opposing others, you Facebook warriors. And knowing and attending to what actually concerns you, you cannot be made to do anything against your will. Others can't hurt you. You don't incur enemies or suffer harm. If you aim to live by such principles, remember that it won't be easy. You must give up some things entirely and postpone others for now. You may well have to forego wealth and power if you want to assure the attainment of happiness and freedom. Mind your business, do your thing, and don't let them get you down. All right? Epictetus has been famous for 1,000 years. Let's do one more. For Elena's birthday, we're going to go, because I know she's got a copy of this. I sent her this a couple months ago. We're going back to Ray Bradbury, pals. Met him in 8th grade, and he was a gentleman. Zen and the Art of Writing. All right, listen to this. We talked about this before. I'm going to read a part of this because it's so important, and this always hits me. This is one of my summer country time lemonade repeated things, all right? We're talking about work, relaxation, and don't think. Those are the 3 signs. Work, relaxation, don't think. Put them together anyway. Now, all 3 together in a process. For if one works, one finally relaxes and stops thinking. True creation occurs then and only then. But work without right thinking is almost useless. I repeat myself. But the writer who wants to tap the larger truth in themselves must reject the temptations of Joyce or Camus or Tennessee Williams, as exhibited in the literary reviews. They must forget the money waiting for them in mass circulation. They must ask themselves, what do I really think of the world? What do I love, fear, hate? And begin to pour this on paper. Then through the emotions, working steadily over a long period of time, the writing will clarify. They will relax because they think right, and they will think even righter because they relax. The 2 will become interchangeable. At last, they will begin to see themselves. At night, the very phosphorescence of their insides will throw shadows long on the wall. There's Ray. At the last surge, the agreeable blending of work, not thinking, and relaxation will be like the blood in one's body, flowing because it has to flow, moving because it must move from the heart. And what are we trying to uncover in this flow? The one person irreplaceable to the world, of which there is no duplicate, you. Take some time this summer to relax. Don't push yourself too hard. And the universe has great things in store for you. I kid you not. I pulled this 10 minutes before I got on with Elena, the tarot card of the week, of the month. And it always works out, folks. It always works out. Our garbage pail tarot of the month, the Page of Coins. See that? Now listen to what it says. It all works together. I didn't plan this. I never do. I swear on my mother's eyes. The Page of Coins is an inexperienced but enthusiastic worker, eager to learn new skills that will set them up for future success. This tarot card represents the beginning of a potentially lucrative project or career. You're full of inspiration for money-making ventures. Keep your eyes open for any golden opportunities that may present themselves to you, and make sure to record your ideas. They may soon evolve into important goals. There you go. The time is right to strike. There is an audience out there for you that will consume your ideas, that will embrace your ideas, and maybe throw you a couple bucks so you can have more ideas through experiencing good stuff. Don't stick your head always in just the gaming books. There's all sorts of stuff out there that will really motivate you, sometimes more than just reading the same structure over and over again. So get weird, okay? Let's bring in Dr. Metal. Dr. Metal. He was upstairs watching the Gong Show with Nona. How you doing, Dr. Metal?
Doing great, Joseph. How are you?
I'm doing well. You're looking hot, and I'm not talking temperature, buddy.
I got my scarf on. I'm doing some 80s metal summer stock this year in upstate. To keep my drink cool, I have my vintage DCC chained coffin drink koozie, probably the
Wow,
best
that's got to be
thing they
rare these
ever
days.
produced. Yeah, so I'm right here with you too. All my friends have been sending me summer reading in the mail.
What do you think you're going to jump into first?
All right, it's a tough call. I'll let chat tell me where to go, but I'll show you the options. I've got this beauty that came.
Let me see that one.
That's that installation 665. 665. Come on, guys, you missed it.
Yeah. We're one away from the big time. Tell
You
me
missed
about
it
this.
by that much.
Is this MCC?
It's MCC. It's by Mr. Burnick from that other show
okay,
with all the
cool.
people named Jay.
I got to pick that one up then.
What else did I get in the mail? Oh, I got this one from our friends from the Old West. You know, this is my favorites.
Wow.
That showed up last week. It's like Christmas in June.
I was talking with some of the Rhode Island guys. We got to get some Weird Frontiers on the table soon. I miss it.
100%. And my crew online, they know who they are. It's time to ride the trails of Zoom again.
Come on, ride the
trails. What else I get?
And ride it.
I got let's see. I got this from some guy in Connecticut.
Oh yeah, the ninja's a ninja. Oh, that's
shameless plugs.
Drug demon disco.
What else do I got? Oh, I got all kinds of stuff. Stickers that smell like pizza.
I can smell them from here. Those things stink and they're wonderful. Those are Neon Lord stickers, right?
Yep, and they came with this fine beauty.
Riders of the Burp Warp.
This
very
awesome supplement.
Yeah, that's up. So look, everybody, Neon Lord just the Kickstarter just got released. Everything came in the mail. This guy's so nuts. He's up all hours. He even threw in an extra zine in there. Warp Shine Runners.
This is more my style. There's a, I would flip it for you, but I know we have some great guests to get to. But inside that book, there is an amazing Mexican food menu that looks very close to something from way back in time. So yeah, it's going to be a full summer plate. I don't know what to do first or what to play first, but I am ready to play. So if somebody's running one of these, hit me in the chat and let me know, and I will join your game.
That goes for me as well. Listen, the Pizza Party staff is happy to roll dice with all of you. Just send us a message, and if we can be there, I haven't played in a long time. I really haven't. My Sunday morning group, they're still playing, and I miss them, but I'm ripping out the kitchen and replacing stuff. So listen, we're here, all right? We're humans. We'd love to play with you. It's very lonely down here in the Mozzarella Mausoleum.
We'll even bring the pizza.
We'll bring the digital pizza even if you need it. All right. Well, Dr. Metal, we got some great friends here with tonight. You want to invite in MC Funk with us? Hold on, let me get my little bit of bottle of personality. There you go. Woo! That's nice. That's nice in the summer. Nice and cool. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from the Sunshine State, we got the one, the only. We want the funk. Here comes Matthew Funk. Matthew Funk, how you doing, pal?
Oh, I'm doing amazing. How you doing, Count Royale? How you doing, Dr.
You're
Metal?
looking amazing. Look at you. You look like Matthew California out there. Nice to see you, buddy.
Yeah, that's my other alias, Matthew California. I go by that on Discord.
All right. I'll look that up. I like the pictures of your feet. All right. Well, listen. Here we go. You got a nut. You love the Goblin. All right.
I do.
You got a Kickstarter out right now. You're halfway there. Talk to me about Pirates of the Goblin River.
So Pirates of the Goblin River is the middle installment of a larger campaign path called A Tale of Two Sisters. My ideal there is, you talk about throwbacks. One of the things I loved, the first modules I got into were the Dragonlance modules. And in the Dragonlance modules, for any fan of the series, you could be right there alongside Riceland, Caramon, Tanis, all the various people from the novel. So I love the idea of, in essence, having DCC characters evolve in a setting where you watch the world and the NPCs evolve with you, and they go through a full character arc. And it was really interesting trying to craft something, because I have a fiction background, where the players are the heroes. You can't have the NPCs be the heroes. They're the supporting cast. But that's where Pirates comes in. So Pirates, like I say, middle installment, its whole deal is the whole legacy of swashbuckling.
Okay.
So we're going all the way from Odysseus, they're ripping off Troy and then hitting the road, getting on a boat and running into trouble, all the way up to the Black Spot and Treasure Island, with a stop with Beowulf along the way.
Jeez.
So that's what we have. And I throw the kitchen sink at them in terms of the enemies you face. You got to have sirens, you got to have deep ones, you got to have some sharks swinging from ropes, from chandeliers. And of course, a later guest on our show, not to give secrets, but he's illustrating all of this and has really stepped up to support the project. So gotta love that. Stefan Poag, of course, is who I'm referring to.
Hey, you know what? Let's not leave him sitting over there. Okay, hey, Elena, can we let Stefan in?
Hello?
Stefan! I
Hey.
love you. How you doing, pal?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
know-
Thank you for having me.
I know you're under the heat dome, but you're still looking cool as ever. How you hanging in over there?
Well, we're actually kind of in rough shape because our AC is out.
Oh,
So I'm sitting here with my feet in a bucket of water.
don't touch
guess-
anything electric, all right?
I'll send you
Jeez.
my koozie.
Yeah, that'll fix everything,
There you
Dr. Metal. Send him the koozie. That's what he asked right before the show. Geez, if he could do like a GoFundMe for a koozie, I really appreciate it. Yeah. So, I want to talk about something here. Okay,
Yeah.
so you got the Kickstarter. Elena put that in the link, and it sounds amazing. A big conglomeration of swashbuckling. I love that.
You
I
got it.
want to rewind a little bit. We'll get back to that in a second. But I want to go back to Champions of the Goblin Market. This is actually how I think you and I first started connecting with each other.
Yes, sir.
You came up with a great idea for a module. And, well, I'm going to let you tell the story. So you put it up online, your first announcement of it, and something happened.
Sure. Well, I, for years, had been a one-man band. I thought, okay, Matt's going to do it all. And as such, I went ahead and I used AI art, which ended up being a real landmine for this community. The great thing is, and this is what you were saying earlier, that challenges are often opportunities in disguise.
Absolutely.
And especially with a community as supportive as the DCC community. And so, yeah, I was catching some fire on Facebook, but I had people, including Bob Brinkman, Harley Stroh, yourself, other independent creators like Jeremy Schumann, who I know has been on the show.
Yeah, Father
stepping up.
Goose.
Oh, exactly, the famous Father Goose. Offering support, offering guidance, introducing me to people like Mr. Poag over here, which has made it magical. And as I was saying, actually, to another artist who we were just bringing in, Will McLaughlin, he's doing the map on Pirates. It's really, the collaboration has made it exponentially better. It's kind of like what you were saying earlier about the value of diversity. A supreme pizza is made from diversity, and it's the same with great gaming modules. So that's the story there.
So, you had like Mr. Rogers. I always quote Mr. Rogers. In times of trouble, this is, not the actual quote, but when times of trouble or times of crisis, look for the helpers,
Right.
And I'm sure those pat on the back saying, hey, maybe think about this instead was a lot more helpful than the I hope you burn, Terminator. So,
Sure.
Stefan, tell me about your interactions with that project.
Yeah, I remember Matt contacted me and said, would you be interested? And I liked the idea. He had references to literature, so it wasn't just sort of living in sort of just the game space, that there were other ideas beyond it. It was easy to work with, a cool idea. I love drawing goblins.
Yeah.
So it was really a lot of fun. And then, now he's we're going for number 3 now.
Wow. All right. That's awesome. From the ashes up, the Funk Phoenix has returned, and I love this. Stefan, if I could ask you too, I'm not blowing smoke. I'm a fanboy of you. One of the greatest memories of my 40s so far was being at Gen Con, meeting you and Doug at the booth on the oil field, and having the opportunity to pick up this absolutely beautiful original piece by you. And then what do you say? This is from Temple of Elemental Evil, right?
Yep.
And it's hard to see because I got it in the plastic, so I'm about to get it framed. But that is the, like, that purple just seeps through. That is not the reflection, folks. You did something very cool there. But I still get nervous around you. I was nervous to ask you on the show because, you know, you're like a rock star. You're on everything that I love. What is some advice you could give to people starting out, you know, people like me in the basement making zines, reaching out to an artist? What do you prefer? How do we tee things off to make it a successful relationship?
I think that most people are actually really, you know, their own inclinations are probably the right ones. You know, you just get in touch and you talk to them and you be honest about what, you know, what your budget is, what your expectations are. And, you know, you can't go wrong with that, you know, because, you know, hopefully I'm being honest with the people who contact me, you know, in terms of saying, you know, what I can afford to do in terms of, you know, everybody's going to be worried about cost, you know, if this is coming out of your own pocket. And you'll be honest with me in terms of your expectations, you know, and so a little bit of honesty goes a long way, and just communication, and pick somebody whose style you like. You know, go with their strengths. If you, the only thing I don't like to hear from a potential client is, I want you to draw it like this other guy. You know, man. I'm not saying it's, you know, there's a lot of other artists I admire, but I don't want to rip them off.
Yeah. And you've worked to perfect your style and develop your style over you know, decades, I bet.
Yeah.
Stefan, so I want to learn something you said. So is it like with you? I know every artist is different. Is it kosher to say in the first email, "How you doing? I'm Johnny Bicycle. I got this game coming out. My budget is so and so. You know, could we work together?" Like, would you throw that out? Would you be comfortable with somebody throwing out their budget right away?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I mean, I think, you know, for any job, you gotta respect other people's time.
Yeah,
and that goes both ways for the client and for me. Sometimes jobs get behind.
Yeah,
you know, like I take on too much, and you know, then I feel bad when other people are like wondering, okay, where's my art, you know, and I haven't finished it yet. You know, so you got to be just sort of honest also with yourself about how much you can do.
So maybe starting out with what are your rates might be
you could start off. I mean, my rates don't really change unless what somebody asks for is so complicated that I have to reinvent the wheel in order to do it.
Sure.
I will. I'm always promising. I haven't done this, but I'm always promising to charge double for any project that involves me drawing a horse, because there's nothing harder to draw in the world than a horse. I mean,
Stefan, we talked about this last show, and I just actually happen to have that here. This was almost what this Sendek almost wrote, "Where the wild horses are," but the poor guy couldn't draw a horse. So instead, he started to draw caricatures of his relatives, hence where the wild things are. And hey,
it's beautiful.
When in Rome, or when on the crazy island, who's number 5? Anybody number 5? Come on. How about number 8?
I'm gonna butcher his name. Alder Reckel?
Don Rickles?
Alder Reckel. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm gonna tag him in the chat.
All right, tag him in the chat. You get a very early 1960s version of Where the Wild Things Are. All right, there you go. This one never gets old.
Love that book.
Yeah, you really, it's heartwarming. It's fun. It's mysterious. You can't, and there's so little text in it. It still makes it one of the, yeah, there we go. Okay. Totally. Alderac won Wild Things. Congratulations. Enjoy it in good health. So let's talk about this. I've been going nuts, guys. I've been going nuts. All right. Some of you know during the school year, I'm an administrator of an elementary school. So my life is pretty crazy, and gaming is a great steam valve for me in creating. But when we get to the end of the year, it's crazy. I got to work on schedules for next year. I got to make sure everything's wrapped up. And I really have burned myself out. I've spent the past 2 days, because the last day of school was Friday. I had stuff to do. Over the last 2 days, I've been completely conked out. And I think I actually might be getting over COVID, to tell you the truth. I've just been so tired. And I really had to organize myself, because usually I can fit it in. I got a very patient wife and kids, and I have my time in the basement to create and paint and write, and I have my time upstairs hanging out. But it's just been a whirlwind lately. Now you all, I know even Dr. Metal, you are an artist by trade, and you are on tight corporate deadlines all the time. Matthew, you are very prolific. You're also an author. You're not just writing games, but you write novels. And Stefan, you Stefan Poag. How do you guys stay organized, and how do you manage still loving art and still loving making games and doing what you do while balancing the professional aspect of your lives? Dr. Metal, how do you do this?
Good crew. Knowing that you get to a point where with what I do, you go from being in the weeds where this is mine and I'm going to do this and this is all mine, to I need to let go. I need to bring people that know how to do this. I need to bring them into the party. And also really just knowing that as long as you're controlling the vision, not in an egomaniac way, but I'm controlling the vision, I'm bringing the best people to this party that I can bring. Number one, it's like bringing friends in, and you get to, when you get it done, A, it's what you want to do. B, these people have made it that much better, and you get to celebrate at the end of the day with these great people. That's when it's really cooking, and that is the secret in my world.
Dr. Metal just kind of dropped some knowledge. Not that I doubted you wouldn't, but that's beautiful. I have a tendency sometimes to shut myself in. I got an idea. I got to get it right, so I'm just going to do it myself. And at the end of the day, like, it comes out and I'm happy and all that, but like the celebration part of it, like when we did Drug Demon Disco, first of all, that was an idea from a crew at Gen Con, all those awesome guys. And then I got to reignite my friendship again with my friend Joe Gillette, Joe the artist. And that kept our friendship going from like 20 years ago in New York City. And Neon Lord, I brought him on this time for the graphic design. Like, this is so much better. I got people to talk to about this, people to say, whoa, wait a second, what about this? And then what you said at the end of the day, to all celebrate together. And I think we forget about that. We're always rushing to try to meet the deadline or meet that Kickstarter goal or meet whatever, I got to pay the mortgage. And since it's the last thing, you have this beautiful thing in your hand, you throw it out in the world and you sit back and okay, what am I making? How is it a platinum? Is it a cardboard seller on drive-through? But you forget to celebrate. I made something with my friends. Look what we did. This is a monument to us getting along. Very nice point. Funkmaster, 100%. What do you think?
Well, Joey, in another life, I'm a digital marketing director as well as the novelist. So I have some team leadership experience. And without getting too much into the nitty-gritty nuts and bolts, I would say it boils down to this process. One, you make a list. It's as simple as that. You just make a plain old list of what all the steps are that you want to accomplish. Two, you want to prioritize that. Every morning I go through my priorities. What's on fire today? What do I need to get Stefan right away? What can take until the weekend? What have you? Yeah. And then I guess this speaks to your point and what you were saying, Doctor. It's good to allocate time for one, rest, and two, development. And this is something that teams miss a lot. They will just chock-a-block, cram their schedules with work. They don't allocate time for meeting with your team, patting them on the back, and getting some reading time in. and so forth, and developing over time. And as much as you can answer 5 basic questions for every task on that list, those questions being, why am I doing this? When is it going to get done? What am I doing? How is it going to get done? And who's doing it? You know, you're pretty much set. That's the process.
You guys are blowing my mind. I love this. And it's, Matthew, you're talking about being a fair leader. Like, there's got to be a leader of a project. All right. As much as we want to invite all of our friends in the clubhouse and plan something, those projects fail when you have too many cooks in the kitchen. You need the main chef, and then you need 100%. The sous chef. You need the busboy, you need the dishwasher, and there's no hierarchy there. But you have to really establish who's going to do what, or it's just a bunch of people throwing spaghetti at the wall.
Yeah,
100%.
Exactly. And there's a time and a space for open collaboration. One of the things I did on the second project, which is Pilgrims of the Goblin Road, is I got all the artists together. I want to say like 2 or 3 weeks in advance. It was Stefan, Alexander Moore, and Brett Hess, all great guys, and basically said, okay, well, here are the deliverables. These are the various pieces of art that I know that I need. But in addition, what more can we think of? And through that brainstorming session, we came up with the idea of weaving art, like a little road around a page spread of that. And those kinds of ideas come out of that form. And then to your point, then everybody gets their assignments. They make sure that the swim lanes are good and intact so nobody's tripping over each other's feet. And then it's off to the races. And then you check in regularly. Just a short little stand-up. Don't meet to death.
Well, it's not even that. You're bringing people in, and by including them in the vision, they're bringing what they bring in. They're going to bring not only something you didn't think of, but they're also going to bring the energy. And when you get people to invest in your idea, it becomes their idea.
Yeah.
And that whole thing of ships rising, it's 100% true.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that, Doctor. And it speaks to one principle that I like to apply through management, which is that I don't like to hire employees. I want to develop leaders. I want to get people that, to your point, they have their area of expertise, and then you give them a sense of ownership over what they do. And that's when the excitement comes in. And that's when the energy happens. And teaching them, in essence, to develop leaders will do exactly what you were talking about, free up time. Because once you have the confidence that you can delegate things to other people and they're going to get it done, and they in turn know how to develop that in the teams that they bring on, then you can, as we say in the business, scale. Then you can grow big with a lot of people.
I think the greatest evidence of good leadership is eventually being that main leader. I won't say being not needed anymore, but they've cultivated enough leadership that it branches off. And I think in the projects, from the corporate world to making a zine with friends or a book and collaborating, that's so important. Stefan, you have the perspective of the driver's seat holding the pen or the ink.
Yes.
So, but you also are not just, in your, I'm assuming, as a professional artist, you are always being approached at different levels of the process. From here's this story, come up with storyboards or ideas, to I need this done, or you need to revise this. This is coming out now. And by the way, this other project is about to lift off if you want to keep the food on your table. Am I wrong?
As other people have been talking, I feel like I should be taking notes, because I don't feel like I'm as well organized a person as I should be. Only to say that I think that my life would be easier if I was better at time management. I have sometimes a tendency to get lost in the weeds. I get interested in one part of the problem, and I pursue that without keeping an eye on other things. What was the question? How do I keep going?
How do you stay organized how do you, you basically answered, but the question originally for everybody out in Spaghetti Land, how do you stay organized and be committed to your profession while still enjoying the creativity, the fun of it?
I have become better organized at like keeping track of all my assignments. I'm actually pretty good at that at this point. And they sometimes get late, but things happen. You go to Scotland and get COVID, and then you come back and you gotta go in your room and sleep for a while. But
Yeah.
you know, you can. I try to keep other people sort of informed as to where I am on their projects. I try to make their deadlines as well as I can, and I also, you know, just like writing things down. I keep a big master list with every assignment that I'm doing, and I write down, you know, who it's for and what their due date is, and all the other, you know, like if I have to sum up a project in 2 sentences, that goes into this spreadsheet. That really helps a lot to have one sheet where I can kind of go, okay, it makes sense for me to do this before that. And it helps keep things from slipping through the cracks.
One thing that all 3 of you brought up, that I just want to dive into a little bit, especially after that Ray Bradbury reading, is that, you know, I'm always on here, you know, like an evangelist saying, create, get as much done before you get hit by the bus. You know, the time is ticking, push it out there. But what I'm realizing is, as I end this school year, and I'm just kind of in like a swamp right now of pushing myself, my brain can't stop. And I feel like I always got to have something, but it's not feeling good, you know? But you all brought it up, is rest. And I think the creatives out there, we don't talk about rest that much. We joke about it. We laugh about it. We mainline Mountain Dew, you know, and like stay up all night watching Shudder, but we don't rest. But you, all 3 of you, have brought it up. And especially, I mean, I don't know. 20s, I didn't sleep at all. I was a vampire. I was up till 4 o'clock every morning, setting New York City on fire, and I loved it. But I went back the other day, took my daughter to a concert, and we got home at 2 o'clock in the morning. I think I needed like 3 days to recover. I think I'm still recovering. But rest, what is rest to you? How do you rest when all we do is think about what are we going to make?
Well, that's when binging on Shudder happens, basically.
Yeah,
and
right.
you know, I worked that into the organization, and because much like yourself, when I was in my 20s, I was living on Starbucks iced coffee. I had no fear whatsoever. I would do the all-nighters. But as I started to slow down, I said, okay, not only is this a matter of energy, it's also a matter of inspiration. Because if you constantly are pressing your brain through a sieve, it's just not going to be of that same kind of substance that you would want in the creative process. And so what I did is you talked about novel writing and so forth. The novel's going to be like 36 chapters or something. You know, you can't do that all in one go. So what I would normally do is I would write 4 days out of the week, and then I would rest 3 days out of the week. And that rest is just as you say. I crack a book, I get on streaming, I take it easy, I just sit around and think about stuff, I take walks, what have you. But I don't let myself really work on it. Actually, that kind of goes back to what you were saying about the spreadsheet, Stefan. You know, I have a single source of truth, and it could be any tool. For me, it's Microsoft To Do, but that thing's on my phone. If I wake up at 2 a.m. with an idea for an encounter, I'm going to jot that down on the phone. On that same basic list program, albeit on different lists, are going to be in my grocery list, what I want to read, you know, if I need to pick up shoes, what have you. It's all going to be in one place. And knowing that, I'll know where those basic notes are. I'll, of course, break off and flesh it out somewhere else. But that list has everything organized, and I can prioritize based on that.
Wow. This is probably one of the most educational pizza parties I've ever been a part of. I'm going to go back to this and take notes. This is like a summit. I love this. Thank you. Stefan, you have a lot. I'm sure you have a couple of things on the fire right now, right? On the top of the stove.
Yeah, I do. Do you want me to talk about it?
If you can pull back the curtain on anything without breaking any NDAs.
Yeah, no, I am right now. Goodman Games is publishing. They're called Tomes of Adventure, or at least we're getting ready to publish them. They're going to be big books where they take all your favorite adventures and they put them together in a single volume. So these will be hardbound, and they're going to be on different themes. There's going to be a horror themed one. There's going to be a Dying Earth one. There's going to be various adventure sort of in a series where you start off at level 1 and you go on from there. So we're putting those together. And so I'm doing these chapter illustrations that they
man.
come at the beginning of the book.
Yeah.
And,
That's cool.
You heard it here first, folks. This is incredible.
Okay, so this is one I've been working on. I don't know if you can see it.
Come closer, Stefan. You got us all literally on the edge of the seats. Now you've disappeared completely.
The dragon thing got you.
There we go.
It's my background, so maybe I should just.
Oh! I saw a flicker of this, and I think I saw it online. It's like the Wicker Man.
Yes.
I love this picture. I saw it the other day online.
Yep.
Oh my God!
So that's one of the ones that I'm working on.
I swear to God, I got goosebumps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's one of the Doc's favorite movies.
Likewise, Doctor. Mine as well. For sure.
Yeah. So there's those are some of the things that I'm working on now. I just did a sketch the other day for Matthew for his next book. And we got a few other things that I'm a little bit behind on.
You'll get there. You're coming back from COVID in Europe, all right? You'll get there.
Right. No, I'm not ashamed. I'm just realistic.
Get the AC fixed first so you don't drop.
They're coming. I think next week they're going to put a new unit in.
You poor souls. May you survive those days.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's all right. People lived a long time without AC.
That's true. Now, listen, I forgot folks out in Spaghetti Land, I forgot one thing. Our good friend, the Bug Professor, little preview. He's got something coming out June 25th on Kickstarter, The Cursed Valley of Brenna Keene. It's a 0-level funnel inspired by, of course, because he is literally a bug professor, the periodical cicada. So it's a whole 0-1 adventure that includes some actual science about the cicada. Bug Professor, we love you. You do great stuff. Oh, man, this has been a very entertaining and educational one for me. So before it was, I want to do 2 more giveaways, and then we'll round out with something. And guys, just so you prepare, I want you, what would your 12-year-old self say to you right now if they were standing in the doorway? And what would you say to your 12-year self in response? But think about that. Here we go. I finished this yesterday in one sitting, and I'm a slow reader. This is Whitley Strieber. He's written a lot of stuff. This one is Wolf of Shadows, and it was a very strange, fun read, basically through the perspective of a wolf, a big wolf leading a pack of wolves, a reluctant leader of a pack of wolves, as he watches a mother and daughter walk through the post-apocalypse United States. Very strange. It's kind of like, maybe I could compare it to like the young adult version of The Road by Cormac McCarthy. That's the only way I can put it. And listen, I got through this in a day. It was a pretty cool book, and I want to give it to you. 14. Anybody's 14 out there? Kaguya Man. Saw that for me? Oh, Cayuga. Yeah. Cayuga Man. There you go. You get a copy of Wolf of Shadows. Very, very cool one. And if you're still with me, that means you stuck around for the whole show. Let's see what that means. Who's 21? Blackjack! Anybody 21? Hey, Bug Professor, guess what? I'm sending you a $50 gift certificate to the Goodman Games online store. What do you think about that, Bug Professor? Put that in your pipe and smoke it. We love you. I love all of you. Bug Professor. 50 clams. That's not bad. You can get some stuff there, all right? Well, this has been a good one. I think I need a nap or a rest after this. And you all go take a rest and take care of yourselves. July, I got big plans for the pizza party. trying to get the Dark Master himself on to talk about what's going on in the company, get us prepared for Gen Con, which Stefan and Matthew will be at. I'll be there. I think, Elena, you're going to be there, right? I'm not going if you're not. And then the Neon Lord and I and our friend Vienna Beef, we're all hopping in the car and we're driving 16 hours out there to Indiana. Woo! That's going to be a blast. Imagine that playlist. And we'll see you out there for high fives, some games on the books. I'm going to be running some X-Crawl. Hey, great. You listen, do me a favor. Go on the Goodman Games website. Tons of stuff coming out. The PDFs for X-Crawl just came out. All right. Caverns of Thracia. That's going to be coming up. Big news on the Goodman Games front there. Lots of great stuff coming out. Bug Professor, spend some of that 50 clams on that. All right. Little linguine ambango. Hey, in the chat, let me know if you're going to be at Gen Con so we get to hang out and have a couple of Cokes together. All right. It's going to be a blast. All right. Let's go around the round table. I'll start with Stefan. The 12-year-old you is standing in the doorway. What do they say to you, Stefan?
Well, I would say to them that crazy game you're playing that everyone says is a waste of time is then going to end up being your job.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all. All right, 12-year-old Stefan, you hang in there and you push through and you keep on drawing. Matthew Funk.
Well, my 12-year-old self would give a shout out to my favorite toy franchise of the 80s, which is Inhumanoids. I still got Decompose and Tendril hanging out here, so yeah, gotta represent.
Do you have them?
I do indeed. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God.
They're like family. I would never let them go. You
No,
know?
definitely don't. Those are two of my favorite action figures of all time. My number one Inhumanoid is Herc Armstrong in the green, looking mean. Very good.
You know it.
Dr. Metal, right after that, go ahead.
We've answered this question before. My 12-year-old self would look and say, we're now getting paid to do all this stuff, and you have a girlfriend? Unbelievable.
Yes, perfect, perfect, perfect. And to all you 12-year-olds out there, whether you're 40 or you're 70 or you're 80 or you're 12 yourself, you got something special in it. And I'll quote one of my favorite movies, The Bronx Tale, A Bronx Tale. There's nothing worse than wasted talent. And that was how I ended my 5th grade promotion ceremony at the school with the Bronx Tale quote. There's nothing worse than wasted talent. You have some kind of superpower in you. Use it. The people of the world need it. Okay? Very good. I love all of my guests. Elena, I love you. Happy birthday. And to all my friends in Spaghetti Land, I love you all. Hey, I saw a couple people asking about the Joey Ralph's Pizza Party shirt. Scott, my good friend Scott over here from Indiana, he made a bunch of them, sent them to me, and they're all been passed out or sold. So I'm thinking, since my good friend Scott passed away from cancer, maybe we'll do a little fundraiser for hospice or something. I'll talk to his sister to see what really helped him out. And maybe we'll do like a pizza party t-shirt fundraiser. What do you guys think about that? That would be fun, huh?
Awesome. All over it. Love to support that.
All right. Yeah. I'll get working on that, and I'll let everybody know on the interwebs about what we can do to do that. Okay? Thanks to everybody who watched. There'll be more prizes on the next show. I'm sorry if you didn't win anything, but reach out to me, Lord Blood, LORD, BLUDD, @gmail.com if you want to talk, if you want to share something, and especially if you want a prize tonight, because I can't keep up with it all. Send me your addresses, and I'll have them out in the mail next week. Take a good, hard look at yourself, realize how far you've come, and know that Uncle Joey's proud of you. Love you all. Ciao, Paesans!